And so we have people using words now, and then they pull them back. You know, they pull them back after they have said, you know, somebody will say, you know, I want to apologize to BP for you spilling all the oil out in the Gulf. I'm sorry. And then they come back and say, well, you know, I didn't mean it like that. Words. Words. That's exactly where we are. NAACP has got to stay out on the front line, trying to do something that they did not have to do in the 1960s and 1970s, and that is to touch the minds of young African Americans who are coming along. You know, I grew up in segregated Texas. It was brutal, and I'm so thankful that your granddaughter, Brother Williams, doesn't have to deal with that. It was bad. It was horrible. We went to school at Prairie View A&M, 40 miles from Texas A&M.
That's it.
Prairie View was called Texas A&M at Prairie View. Texas A&M is 40 miles away in College Station. You could almost jog there. And of course, the differences were night and day. And so that was bad. But there were some things that happened that no longer happens, which accrues to our benefit. I can remember the time when in my segregated school, Booker T. Washington High School, and even at Prairie View, the teachers would go beyond the academics and deal with us. Now, you know, some of y'all probably don't even say this in the mixed company, but the teachers would deal with us. They'd say, let me tell you, you couldn't, you fool around and chew gum in the classroom. I can hear Miss Richardson. You look like a cow chewing on his cud. Y'all not walking with me. I'm in a school in Kansas City last fall, and kids were walking down the hall, and the vice principal said, well, you turn that cap around to the front. When I was in school, you wear a cap on the front, on the side, on top, don't matter. You got a cap on, you're going to get a headache because they are going to do something to you. And the worst thing in the world that could happen, the worst thing, is to hear those words, I'm calling your daddy. See, people don't know. They think, you know, they look at all these TV shows and they have one view of Black America that's just not right. But let me tell. I mean, and I know TV got to try to do us what we need to NAACP to try to make them do it straight. That's what Bill Cosby tried to do for 15 years, is to show black folk like black folk. My three sisters and I, we lived in the projects. We had one TV. You don't even know nothing about one TV in the house. We had one TV. You eat. We had one TV in the living room. So all our family is sitting around in the living room watching Father Knows Best. And so Kitty gets angry with her father and runs up the stairs and closes the door, locks the door, and so the father's out there, come on, Kitty, open the door. My three sisters and I went to bed. You know why? We didn't even want our daddy to know that we saw that. We didn't show one up, we just got up and straight to bed. Cussing at your mama or your daddy. You see that on TV now. Let me tell you something. White folks, let me tell you something. Let me tell you. That ain't real. I have 3 boys. All of them are larger than me. All of them went to college on athletic scholarships. And I told them very clearly, same as my daddy told me, look, if you ever raise your voice at me or your mother, I'm not going to kill you, but I'm going to shoot you in the leg. There was not a black person in America confused when one of the greatest singers of all time, Marvin Gaye, was killed by his daddy. Not a black person in America was confused when the news said he had hit his daddy. I know y'all don't want me telling this stuff publicly. I'm going to say it. Why? Because the NAACP needs to press us and push us to bring back the reasons that we were able to get to the point we are right now. Yeah. We need to demand of parents to be the parents of the 50s and the 40s and the 30s. And if we are able to do that, and I think that the NAACP must begin to deal with African American families and teaching these young people how to be parents. We absolutely must go back. I was singing the Negro National Anthem. I never looked down. You know why? I had to learn the Negro National Anthem. I didn't look down one time. Had to learn it. It created pride. It created hope. And we haven't made it over. Not yet. One more river to cross. And when we cross that river, we'll have one more river to cross. We are an inextricable part of the United States of America. We are Americans all the way through. You look at the photographs of the men and women who died in Iraq and Afghanistan. It is a sprinkling just like this room. Black and white and brown are dying for this country. How dare anybody try to freeze out anybody or to reduce the somebodyness of anybody? All of us are God's children, and all of us deserve to have an equal piece of the American pie. This is our country, the greatest country on the planet, and God made it possible, not George Washington or Abraham Lincoln,